Happy Friday and happy Fridays with Fidelman. I'm Cheryl Fidelman, life coach, trauma healer, and writer. And this is the first Fridays with Fidelman of the new year of 2020. Happy New Year. And today's topic is post-holiday disorientation and third-party codependence. So I'm going to just touch on the post-holiday disorientation just a little bit. This may not apply to everybody, but for some people, you've spent the holidays with your family or somebody else's family or some configuration of your family and friends, and it's like you regress a bit, right? Or you fall into the role, or you fell into the role that you fit best in your family dynamic for the holidays, and then you come back and it's like, where am I? Who am I? I feel like I fell back a few steps, a few years, a few decades in my healing process. I experienced triggers with my family over the holidays that I haven't experienced in years, or maybe since last year during the holidays, because no matter where you're at in your healing process, ain't nobody can trigger you like your family can, right? Your birth family, your guardians, potentially your partner or your spouse's family. The family dynamic often will unconsciously drag us into the puzzle piece that we were in that family dynamic when we were children, the role that we played. Our survival techniques, the ways in which we kept ourselves safe and protected in our childhood and our family dynamic, we all of a sudden become that person. And it's like when it's trauma that is stored in your nervous system, there sometimes can be this experience of like, I really would love to be more expressive right now. I really would love for this thing that my sibling or my parent or my aunt did to not bother me, but it bothers me. I'm feeling the trigger. I'm feeling the emotion. I'm feeling the sensation. I'm feeling this shutdown, or I'm feeling the anger come out of my body, and I have no choice. I really would rather it not be that way. I really would rather just be cool with however everybody's being. But the regression, it happens, right? And it's the way in which we knew how to survive in the past just comes back. And for some of us, particularly people who are on a healing path, it's not even an argument or a struggle with the other person. It's an argument or a struggle within ourselves, like, I know better than this, or why am I letting this bother me, right? And then the disorientation after the holidays, like you're back in your life, and what has happened is your nervous system has regressed a little bit. Your nervous system has shut down a little bit. It had to recall its safety mechanisms and protection mechanisms from your childhood to survive the dynamic of the holidays. And now it needs to relax again because it's tight. It's in a triggered state. It's protecting you. You're disoriented. Who am I? Now I gotta get back into my life. I have to start to remember that the people around me in my job, in my immediate family, are not a threat or the same kind of threat that I experienced my family being. So if you are now post-holiday, there's a tiredness, there's an exhaustion, there's like a hangover from being inside a particular communication structure. You're feeling like I couldn't talk to my family, or I witnessed things with my family that I wasn't even involved in, but I felt shut down, scared, afraid. And now I have to get back into my life and to start to open up again, start to see that the people around me aren't the same threat that my family is. The point that I'm getting to with the post-holiday disorientation is to just remind you, if a reminder is needed, and if it helps, that you are the same person you were that when you went into the holidays. Should you have gotten triggered during the holidays, got repressed or regressed, you will get back to who you were before the holidays. Also, if you had a heart-opening experience during the holidays, you had an experience that was like, I ended 2 weeks. I didn't post a video last week because I was offline for the holidays. You had an experience of inner peace, right? Because I ended the holiday video 2 weeks ago about this is what the holidays is about, no matter what your religion is, religion or non-religion. It's about peace. And the most important piece to sustain is inner peace. So let's say the holidays were up, down, all around, but still at some moment or moments, you had an experience of inner peace. Can you write me and tell me what that was like for you? What it felt like for you? What were you looking at? What was around you? What was your experience inside of your body? And, as strange and weird as the holidays could be, for most of us, it's almost impossible to not notice at least one moment, witness at least one moment where you or somebody else did something totally beautiful and selfless in service of the holiday spirit. Maybe you even just saw it on TV and you were like, oh, I feel the holiday spirit. So, when I was interviewing Julia Christina, I think I'm going to misquote her when I say this, but she was talking about timeline therapy, and which is, we've had a traumatic experience as kids, or we had a series of traumatic events, and this theory or form of therapy, the timeline theory or timeline therapy, I'm sorry, I don't remember what it's called, but if you really try hard to remember any good moments in between the traumatic moments, it will soften the impact of the trauma. Right? So no matter what your holidays looked like, maybe they were all awesome, or they were 50% awesome, or 40% awesome. But what were the moments, even if they were 2 seconds, where you actually experienced and felt the holiday spirit? So here's we're going to segue into third-party codependence, which I think is I was thinking about this through the whole holidays. Okay, this is what my next video is going to be about, is third-party codependence, which I think is a great, I think I'm making up that phrase, third-party codependence. It came to me, maybe somebody else said it and it came to me through the ethers, but what I mean by third-party codependence is that we tend to look at codependence as a relationship between ourselves and another person. Narcissists can trigger our codependence. Actually, when we're extreme codependence, really any personality type can trigger our codependence, which is our want to be wanted, our need to be needed, and or our need to try to prove ourselves. And also, our experience depends on another person's experience or validation of our experience. That's sort of the umbrella, right, of codependence. It's our experience depends on another person's experience. I thought of third party codependence because it's like here it is. We're in the holidays, and there could be for a lot of us so many different formations of things happening, and how can things trigger our codependence that is actually none of our business? Two people in our family are fighting, and then we want to jump in and save. We want to defend. And even beyond the holidays, when we're not witnessing people fighting, but you have a friend or a family member who's telling you a story about somebody that they are having some sort of tiff or negotiations with, and then the way in which we're listening is that we think we can actually maybe change or contribute or defend them, or we just agree with them, like, everything you're saying is right, and that person screwed you over, and we're just like believing everything that they say, and we're taking their side because we want to be do-gooders in the moment, even if in the back of our head we're thinking, however they're telling me this story, it really sounds as if they're just acting as if everything happened to them, which is the way in which oftentimes people tell stories, right? Like, this is what happened to me, and this is what that person did to me, and this is what they were doing, and that's what, this is how I was a victim in the situation, or, really the art of telling a story really is like doing your best to tell both sides, and also to include that your side is your experience or your interpretation of what happened. And when people leave that piece out, and they're just like, this is what happened to me, this is what happened to me, this is what happened to me, can you believe that person did this, can you believe that person did this, I bet you if the other person that they're talking about told you the story, it would be, they'd be pointing the finger at your friend, right? So, God, I hope that's not too confusing. So, but what we do when we listen is we are codependent about the story that they're telling us that we're not even involved with, and we're just, listening in a pleasing way, like, oh yeah, you're right, oh yeah, screw them, or whatever, instead of maybe we have an opinion, maybe we have questions, maybe we have curiosity, maybe it sounds like in the way that they're speaking, I'm not sure if they are a victim or not. But we just assume to take the person's side immediately. This is what I'm calling third-party codependence. Is when there is a situation that actually has nothing to do with us, and we are witnessing it or hearing it, and still taking sides, still defending, still jumping in to try to save. Huge part of family dynamics, right? Because, in a lot of families, there's the protector, the defender, the villain, the person who's like higher up in the hierarchy of the parental unit or of the siblings, right? Everybody sort of has their slot that they're in. And then there's oftentimes, well, you always take this person's side and that person always takes their side. And there's secret unsaid partnerships in certain families. And then there's like the ganging up on, right? There's so many different energies and dynamics that are going on in families. And if you are the protector, if you're the defender, then you're going to start jumping into situations that really, in reality, are none of your business. And so the antithesis, and you may think, well, it is my business because that's my sister, or that's my brother, or that's my mom, or that's my best friend, or that's my cousin. Really look at, is this your business? Are you taking on somebody else's problem or two other people's problem, and it's really actually not necessary? And the reason why I thought of this over the holidays is because I witnessed something happen in my family where and I witnessed myself not play a role that I am so used to playing, which is I'm going to protect, I'm going to help, I'm going to make sure, like the mediator who's working pro bono. Like nobody hired me to be the mediator, nobody asked me to be the mediator, but I'm still trying to explain to this person that that's not what they meant, and then I'm trying to explain to that person that that's not what they meant, and I'm trying to, like have everybody try to like see things clearly. But really, I developed that role because as a child, I had to do that in order to generate some safety for myself. I wanted to create peace. I became a peacemaker because I wanted to generate a safe environment for myself. I no longer need my family or my friends or whatever. What's the word I'm looking for? Whatever pack I'm in at the time, I no longer need to work hard amongst other people in order to create peace and ensure my safety. So I noticed that when I was home, I was like, I need to make no effort right now. I actually can just witness people doing the thing that they do, playing the game of emotional ping pong that they play. It's none of my business. I don't have to get involved. I had some feelings about it. I had some feelings. I had some judgments. I had some sensations. And that is all my own experience to direct. I didn't take on directing anybody else's experience. And I was like, yes. I was really like so excited about that. Third party codependence. Please, where am I at time? Send me any thoughts that you have about third party codependence. Where do you get hooked in? Where are you like, oh, this is now my job? You know, somebody in my family or somebody in my core family or extended family or my group of friends has shared a situation with me, and I am now involved. My opinion is involved. My want to please, my want to defend, my want to protect, take sides. All of that is now involved. I'm hooked into the situation. And does it really, truly involve you? Can you really, truly muster up the voice to say, gee, I feel a lot of compassion for you. Let me know how I can support you. I don't have an opinion on the matter, and I have compassion for what you're going through. I don't have an opinion. I don't think you're right. I don't think you're wrong. I have no opinion. This is your situation, and I have compassion for you. This is very similar, like when someone's telling a story and you or someone you're with is going, yeah, right, yeah, and then the other person's just talking, you're, yeah, right, ooh, yeah, wow, ooh, yeah, right, and you or you're witnessing somebody just completely, constantly be in full agreement. They're listening through a filter of just full agreement because they are just engaged in somebody else's reality, right? Without having any dissonance, any sovereignty, any discernment, any any dissonance. Oh, this is their experience. This is their interpretation. If they're interpreting it like that, I can see that it would cause them suffering since they're interpreting it like that. Do I know the whole picture? Do I know what the other person's side is? The other person in the story that they're sharing with me? No, I don't know the whole picture. So how inside of third-party codependence or releasing third-party codependence is I can listen, I can keep my heart open, I can have compassion, and I can also say, I actually have no opinion on it. I don't know if you're right or wrong. That is such a powerful thing for a codependent to come to be able to say in their healing. And also, it's a powerful thing for a codependent in recovery to be able to say, I actually am not going to fall into having a role in this. Because we just we get vacuum sucked into having a role in something that is none of our business. Okay. Yeah, I think that's all of it. I'm really passionate about the it's none of your business thing. Just stay out of it. Even if you think it's your business, a lot of the times it's not. All right. So what are we thinking about this new year, everybody? I put a few thoughts out 2 weeks ago about how the new year is a concept, right? It's not even the new year all over the world, right? Different cultures have different calendars that they're using. It's a different year there. New Year's Eve is a different day. Some cultures don't even really care about New Year's Eve. It's not a big deal. So it is a concept that we are loyal to because it is innate for humans to be loyal to tradition. How can we use this concept, this man-made concept of the new year, in our favor to the best of our ability? It signifies the passing of time. It signifies the passing of time, big time, because it's 2020, so it's not just a new year, it's a new decade. What are you looking forward to this decade in the 2020s? When a child is born, between the ages 0 to 10, they transform dramatically. Physically, psychologically, emotionally, identity-wise. They develop their first identity, right? Then we go ahead and develop a million more for the rest of our lives. And then you have the decade from 0 to 20. What a massive transformation 10 to 20 in that decade. What a massive transformation happens there. Many transformations. How much of a transformation are you going to make in the next 10 years of your life? Because, I wrote this phrase down. I know I'm going long with this video, but I wrote this phrase down on my whiteboard. We are designed to transform. We are programmed to be complacent. We're designed to transform. In the next 10 years, you can transform just as much as you did in the first 10 years or second 10 years of your life. We are designed to transform. We are programmed to be complacent. What can you imagine yourself? And not like some pie in the sky dream, like, in 10 years I'm going to become an astronaut and, live on the moon for, a year. Certainly that's possible, but really, like, what do you think are your really attainable but a bit stretchy goals for the next 10 years, where you will be you in the next 10 years, but also a huge part of you will be unrecognizable? Because that's what's possible in a decade. Think about that. Think about if I were to remain at the level of transforming that's happening now, if I were to just remain there for the next 10 years, or if I were to actually look at what actual transformation means and can look like and what's possible for me and the evolution of my personality, the evolution of my career, my mission, my passion, my family. Because as you, and I say this all the time, but as you heal your trauma, your transformation is expedited. As you heal your trauma, your transformation is expedited. When you don't heal your trauma, your transformation is weighed down. It's slowed down. And you will remain in complacency rather than transformation. All right, everybody. Only a few days left for my New Year discount. So you can go ahead and book a session. The link is in the email. The link is also in the bottom of this video. I have New Year's discount. So when you book your session, I promise everybody that when we have that session, we are going to see if you're a match for my program, if you want one of the few spots left with the New Year's discount. And should you not sign up for my program in that call, I always promise that you will receive value, whether we work together or not. You will receive value in that call. For me, that is my commitment and promise. That call with me, I meant. All right, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Happy New Year, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. You are awesome, and life is now.